चक्रधरस्रोतमृतं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपकदामह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकम्। आददानस्तृणं दन्तरिदं याचे पुनः पुनः श्रीमद्रूपपदाम्बोज तुलिस्यां जन्म जन्मनि अनर्पितचरिं चिरात् कर्णावतीर्णा कलो समर्पयितुमुन्नतो जलरसां स्वभक्तिश्रियम्। हरिपुरटसुन्दरद्युति कदम्ब सन्दीपिता सदा हृदय कंदरे स्फुरतु वा शुचिनन्दनः. First of all, offer my millions of obeisances to lotus feet of Asmade Gurupad Padma Nitila Preshtajat Guru Shishyavat Bhaktivedanta Narayan Goswami Maharaj. Then offer obeisances to lotus feet of Trendi Sannyasi Shishyavat Bhaktivedanta Dandi Maharaj Ji. Namnishta Santa Shri Anirudh Das Prabhuji and all the Vaishnavas and Vaishnavis who are gathered here, please accept my humble obeisances. So Raga, desire or attachment to the means by which one procures pleasure or removes distress is called Raga. In other words, the yearning for more even after obtaining one's desired object is called Raga. Now this is actually typical. In India, you see that people have so much wealth. And then still they want to acquire more and more wealth, more of the same, more of the same. Actually, when I was in America, then some joke was going on our BS. In America, there is a degree called BS, Bachelor of Science. BS. But many people say, oh, it is BS means bullshit. I said, this is too much. Then he said, what about MS? He says, more of the same. And they said, what about PhD? And he said, PhD is piled high and deep. I mean, very rough language and, impolite language. I apologize for that, but I remember that. So many degrees, but same nonsense is they are taught in the schools and colleges. Like there's a degree for biology, microbiology, zoology, botany, and then this, and amphibians and whatnot. What is the use of studying so much nature? If you don't know how to love Krishna, how to love devotees, how to love others, then what is the use? So basically, so much attachment for the mundane things. That is called raga. Then dvesha, aversion to or hatred for the cause of distress is called dvesha. For example, we say, I hate him, or I hate her. Understand? We don't hate anyone actually, because that person's behavior may give us some agitation, we hate that person. But I said there is nothing to hate in a person. And a lot of times I also get criticized, and Srila Gurudev told that those who criticize you, you should thank them. And we should not criticize the devotee ourselves. Drishta sabhava janitar vapushascha dosher na prakrutatvam iha bhakta janasya pashye gangam basana khulu budbuddha kena pankair brahma dharvatvam apagacchati nira dharme. Just like the water of the Ganges. It may be that it is muddy due to the rainy season. It may be that it has so much foam. But nevertheless, the water of Ganges is always considered very pure because it is Brahma Dharma. It is the food bath water of Lord Vishnu. So, once there was a debate, Jiva Goswami was called to resolve that debate. The people who are residing on the bank of the Ganges, they said that the Ganges is superior. People who are residing on the bank of the Jamuna said that Jamuna is superior. So, Jiva Goswami was called. And he said, I will not stay out of Brajamandal. You have to take me to Agra and quickly you have to drop me back the same day. I will not stay out of Brajamandal even for a day. So, okay, the king Akbar agreed, and then he was taken on a fast horse carriage to Agra. So, there Jiva Goswami told that actually Jamuna is the queen of Krishna in Dwarka. She is Vishakha. She is very dear to Krishna. And Ganga is the food bath water of Lord Vamandev. So who's superior? He said. Certainly Yamuna is far more superior. But because Chaitanya Mahaprabhu now perform pastimes also in the Ganges, Ganga and Yamuna have become equal. But still, Yamuna is always superior. So, anyways, the point I'm making here is that the devotees are so pure, so powerful. Like Gurudev was making a point today. He was telling that you have a chance to hear Krishna's pastimes and you have a chance to hear devotees' pastimes. Whose pastimes will you hear? Then Srila Gurudev was telling that it is far better to hear the pastimes of Lalita, Vishakha, Tungavidya, Rangadevi, Champaklata. Then Gurudev was telling about the story of Chota Haridas. Chota Haridas was actually a good singer, and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu liked his singing. One day, Chota Haridas went to Madhavi Devi, elderly sister of Shiki Mahati, and she told, and he asked for some rice. Madhavi Devi gave him some rice. Then Mahaprabhu asked, who gave this rice? And then said, Madhavi Devi gave the rice. And he said, who brought the rice? Oh, Chota Haridas brought the rice. He told immediately that don't allow any more Chota Haridas in my company. Then Sarup Damodar, Rai Ramananda, they all pleaded on behalf of Chota Haridas. They said, he has not done any fault. Why you are rejecting him? Why you not meeting him? But Mahaprabhu said that if you insist that I should meet Chota Haridas, then I will leave this place immediately along with Govinda. He told his servant Govinda, we should pack up and we should leave. We should go to Alalnath. I don't want to stay here. So no one could pressure Mahaprabhu, and Mahaprabhu finally Chota Haridas went to the confluence of the Ganga, Jamuna, Saraswati, and he tied a big stone around his neck and he jumped in the confluence. And later on in his transcendental body, he used to come and sing for Mahaprabhu. Actually, he even after he left the world, he was serving Mahaprabhu. When he was living in the world, he was serving Mahaprabhu. Mahaprabhu actually never rejected him, and he had not done any fault. But to teach us how strict we should be about women in the sannyas order of life or Gurastha ashram, in the Brahmacharya ashram or Vanaprastha ashram, Srila Gurudev said that Mahaprabhu enacted this pastime. But here Srila Gurudev was telling that we are not Mahaprabhu. If someone does any mistake, we cannot tell him, oh, he jump in the Ganga and commit suicide. We cannot tell like that. Understand? Mahaprabhu is Bhagavan. But you see, Sarup Damodar pleaded on behalf of Chota Haridas. Other devotees also pleaded on behalf of Chota Haridas. Srila Gurudev was making a point that Chota Haridas was favored by Sarup Damodar. Sarup Damodar is very sweet because he is Lalita Sakhi. Rai Raman is Vishaka Sakhi. So they are very, very merciful. They are more merciful than Krishna. Understand? They are more merciful than Mahaprabhu. So if we get a chance, if we have a choice, whose pastime we should hear, then Gurudev said we should prefer the pastimes of the devotees of Krishna. Because devotees of Krishna are adoshadarshi. They don't see the faults of others and they forgive the faults of others. And Gurudev said that Nityananda Prabhu also pleaded on behalf of Chota Haridas. He also told Mahaprabhu, please forgive Chota Haridas. So Gurudev said we should play, if any devotee is seen at fault, we should take the role of Nityananda Prabhu, Sarup Damodar, not the role of Mahaprabhu. Mahaprabhu is Bhagavan, he can be very harsh, but devotees are very, very merciful. And I have seen in Gurudev also, Srila Gurudev and Sripad Dandi Maharaj also, and Sripad Amit Prabhu also, they all are very merciful. That, if I my personal example, that, so many faults I have, but somehow Srila Gurudev and Sripad Dandi Maharaj, Srila Anirudh Prabhuji, they show me causeless mercy. They don't see my defects. They always see my good qualities. Just like a mother always looks at the good qualities of the child, like that Gurudev and Sripad Dandi Maharaj, Anirudh Prabhuji look at only at my good qualities. They never see faults in me. Understand? Uh, so that is how merciful devotees are. So merciful. I don't think I could have made any progress unless Gurudev had shown mercy to me. Because I was an ocean of faults. I was an ocean of faults, and still I am an ocean of faults. But Srila Gurudev and Sri Krishna and especially devotees of Krishna, they are so merciful. They are actually Vancha Kalpatarubhascha, Kripa Sindhu Bhavacha, Paritanam Pavanebhyo, Vaishnavebhyo Namah. Really, Vaishnavas are more munificent than tree. They're more munificent than the desire tree. They are very, very merciful. If anyone is actually a true devotee, he is always very merciful. Understand? So, the Vaishnavas don't hate anyone, uh, and they don't have this defect of dvesha. Abhinivesh, to be strongly attached to one's body due to its being the basis for attaining worldly pleasures, and to be terrified of death is called Abhinivesh. Understand? So, sometimes we are very attached to our body. Mm. Many people undergo many different types of diets. They take medicines. Someone was just trying to tell me, "Oh, Maharaj, you take this medicine. This is worth 4,500 rupees." I said, "Wait a minute. Such an expensive medicine. What for?" So I'm saying is that the medicine should also be reasonable cost. Understand? And what is the use of eating very palatable foodstuffs and drinking a lot of ghee? You'll not be able to digest it. So don't be too much attached to the body. One day we'll have to leave this body. And don't be terrified of death. Death is another transformation. Understand? Like in Bhagavad Gita, we are studying that Vasamsi Jirnani Yatha Vihaya Navani Granati Naro Parani Tatha Sharirani Vihaya Jirnani Anyani Samyati Navani Dehi. Just like we are giving up the old cloth and putting on a new shirt or new trousers, that is how one day we'll have to give up this body. Look at my body. I'm almost reaching now 55. 21st September 1960 is my birthday. So now almost next month I'll be 55 years. For 55th year will begin. Understand? So already I see the condition of my body. Teeth are rotten, and then eyes you need glasses. All the black glasses. Some devotees tell me they look very gross. But what can I do? These are what I require for reading. And if I use the regular glasses, they'll spoil my eyes even more because I'm working almost all the time on computer. So joint pain, swelling on the foot, so many problems are coming. Now I'm taking a special diet and some raw diet and this and that. Understand? Just so that this body, which is invaluable, should survive for service of Krishna, and I don't become a total burden on everyone on around me. Understand? So for preaching, I'm able to walk. I'm able to take a walk. Understand? Because preaching means you have to walk, and you have to go door to door. You have to tell them, "Oh, please chant Hare Krishna mantra." At least if they chant even once, they are delivered because they'll get a chance to engage in bhakti. Understand? So Srila Gurudev, he told one thing, that if someone is engaging in sense gratification, it is not as bad as aspiring for liberation. Because once you get into impersonal liberation, Brahma Jyoti, then you cannot get out of it. But a person who is engaging in sense gratification, someday or the other, he will get a chance to engage in devotional service of Krishna. So, Bhogi is superior than one who is aspiring for mukti. Understand? So, Sarupya, Salukya, Sarsti, Samipya, Ekatya, Mukti, Diyamanam, Grananti, Vinamat, Sevanam, Jana. The devotees don't accept any liberation, but certainly they don't accept Sahyajya Mukti, the liberation of merging in Brahma. Because that liberation is like hellish. Kaivalyam Narakayate. So Srila Gurudev said that don't be attached to worldly pleasures. Don't change your wife. He stress always on the this one thing, that don't change your wife. And women, his advice was always don't change your husband. No. This Gurudev disliked the most. He said there is no question of changing your husband and changing your wife. He said be a grasta. If you are a grasta, no harm. Advaita Acharya was married. Srivas Pandit was married. Nityananda Prabhu married twice. Advaita Acharya, so Chaitanya Mahaprabhu also married twice, and then he took sannyas. So no harm. If you are a devotee, be a perfect devotee, householder devotee, like Pandavas. So four stages of sin, papa. So prarabdha, aprarabdha, rudha, bija, papa, dayas, tanmaya eva. Next, there are four stages of sins that are also integral to klesha. Prarabdha papa, sins in the fructifying stage, meaning that the result of past sins has begun to manifest in the living entity's present body and is being endured by him. For example, suppose someone is having diabetes, BP, sugar, thyroid, all these problems are coming. This is prarabdha karma. This is we are already experiencing in this body. Someone may have some problem, Like yesterday, I was seeing a video of a calf on YouTube. This calf has no front legs, only hind legs. But this calf was able to balance perfectly on the hind legs and able to go around and grazing and so prarabdha karma. No one set of leg is not there. Only one set of leg is there. Understand? So two legs are absent. Then I saw one small goat in the video. That goat has only front legs, not back legs. Understand? A cat also like that, no front legs, but somehow going around. And then I saw a video of a man. There's no hands and no legs. He's born without hands and legs, but somehow he's carrying on his life. But this is all prarabdha karma. I don't want to criticize anyone's physical ailment or natural deformity with one who's born, but I humbly want to say that this is all prarabdha karma. Understand? This is all prarabdha karma. Because unknowingly we criticize a Vaishnava or his bodily defect, we may get an aparad. Understand? Like Srila Gurudev was telling the story of Srila Rupa Goswami. Rupa Goswami, one time he was in Radha Damodar courtyard and he was meditating on Radha Krishna's sweet pastimes. Especially he was meditating on Krishna's pastime where Madhumangal told him that the gopis give you so many laddus because you have a peacock feather and you have a very wonderful yellow garment around your waist. If you give me the peacock feather and yellow garment and your flute, gopis will give laddus to me, not to you. So Krishna said, okay, take this yellow garment, take my flute and take my peacock feather. And Madhumangal was dressed in peacock feather, flute and yellow garment. Then Kamsa Maharaj, one demon, Keshi demon, he was like a horse. Even demigods were afraid of him. So Keshi wanted to come to Vrindavan. He asked Kamsa Maharaj that I am attacking Krishna, but how does he look like? Then he said Krishna looks blackish. He has peacock feather on his head. He has yellow garment around his waist. He has garland of forest flowers and all these signs he told. And then Keshi demon, taking the clue from Kamsa, came to Vrindavan. And when he came to Vrindavan, he saw Madhumangal dressed like Krishna. He didn't know it was not Krishna. He thought it was Krishna only, but he didn't know it was Madhumangal. So he attacked Madhumangal. Somehow Krishna came to the rescue of Madhumangal, and Krishna, he placed his arm in his mouth of the Kesha demon, and it became hard like a hammer, red hot hammer, and the life air of the life breath of Keshi demon was choked and he died. Understand? So, remembering this sweet pastime of Krishna killing Keshi demon, Rupa Goswami was laughing. And suddenly, one Vaishnava who was born in Brahmin family, his name was Kanji Krishnadas. He was lame actually in one leg, and he was somehow he was struggling to walk with a stick. Kanji Krishnadas thought that Rupa Goswami had laughed at him. He took an offense. When someone takes an offense, when Vaishnavas takes offense, what happens? Your meditation of the pastimes goes away. Those pastimes will not come to your meditation because pastimes are also persons. It's like bhakti is a person. Understand? So Rupa Goswami could not remember the pastimes. So Sanatan Goswami came there. She asked Sanatan Goswami, hey Sanatan, I'm not able to remember Krishna's pastimes. Sanatan Goswami said some Vaishnava Prada happened unknowingly or knowingly. He told Jiva Goswami that go quickly invite everyone for prasadam. Tell everyone that tomorrow we are going to offer prasadam at Radha Damodar temple. So everyone accepted the invitation except for that lame Vaishnava called Kanji Krishnadas. So anyways, Jiva Goswami said that Kanji Krishnadas didn't accept the invitation. So anyways, Rupa Goswami came to meet Kanji Krishnadas. And then Kanji Krishnadas was stunned to see great Vaishnava like Rupa Goswami to come to meet him. Then Kanji Krishnadas said, Rupa Goswami, yesterday why you laughed at me? Rupa Goswami said, actually, I was not in external consciousness. I was simply remembering in internal consciousness sweet pastimes of Radha Krishna. And I was seeing some sweet, funny pastime of Krishna. And as a result, I was laughing and I was not in external consciousness. So Kanji Krishna said, "Oh, please forgive me. I have offended you uh, by accusing you of laughing at me. I know that you are innocent." And then he offered pranams to Rupa Goswami. Rupa Goswami also offered pranam to him. And thus the matter was settled amicably, and Kanji Krishnas came and he honored Prasadam at Radha Damodar quoted from Rupa Goswami. So what I'm saying is that what to speak of criticizing a Vaishnava knowingly, um, even unknowingly we have done some offense to a Vaishnava, then we will not be able to meditate on Krishna's pastimes. So what is the recourse? If you have offended a Vaishnava knowingly, go and ask forgiveness from that Vaishnava. Okay, if that Vaishnava has left the world, then you should lament, repent, and somehow cry uh, and chant Hare Krishna mantra. Krishna may forgive you. But if that Vaishnava is alive and you offended that Vaishnava, then don't think that chanting will save you from the Vaishnava Aparadha. You go and ask forgiveness from that Vaishnava. That please excuse me that I have committed an offense. Generally, even in the material world, you see that people ask forgiveness. So why not we devotees should regularly ask forgiveness from devotees? Srila Gurudev used to ask forgiveness. I heard in his lecture, he said, if I said something wrong, I offended someone, please forgive me. What a humility he had. Understand? So then, our present body is manifesting Prarabdha Papa. A Prarabdha Papa is sins that will take time to fructify. So something that is not fructifying, that we'll have to eat in next lifetime. Hmm. For example, we are taking some sprouts, groundnuts or something we have kept for soaking. Then, if you eat the raw groundnuts, they will be very difficult to digest. So, any grains or any particular groundnuts or peanuts, what we do is actually or chickpeas, we soak them in the water. Mm. So, when you soak anything in the water, it's easier to cook that. Understand? So, like that. So, what we have soaked tonight, we'll have to eat tomorrow. So, like that, this Aprarabdha Papa is something that we'll have to experience in the next lifetime. Then there is Ruda and Kuta, the sins that are about to become seeds, and having remained in the subtle body of the Jiva in the form of the impressions of past actions. So these are in the subtle body of the Jiva. Hmm. And the Bija is the seeds of sinful desires that will eventually lead to the fructifying stage. Some people have the seeds of sinning also. Understand? So there are different stages of sins. These are very elaborate. The word sin is used in Bible, Quran, everywhere they are used. But exactly the great description of Papa, which is given by Vishwanath Thakur, is our Rasik Acharya, you will not find in any scriptures in the world. So Piyusha Varshini Vritti says that furthermore there are four types of sin, Papa, which are also considered sources of misery, Klesha. So Papa is the source of Klesha, misery. They are Prarabdha, Ruda, Kuta, and Bija. And are briefly described as follows. Prarabdha Papa, of the accumulated sinful acts committed in previous births, Prarabdha Papa is the portion for which one has begun to suffer in this birth. Now I see like many times people suffering so much. Like on YouTube, I saw one lady, good singer. She sang a song about Lord Shiva. So Muslim clerics they were very angry with her. Say why she is singing a song of Lord Shiva. Then she said that I'm a singer. I sing devotional songs of every religion. Singer has to sing all the songs. Muhammad Rafi was Muslim, but he used to sing Hindu songs also. He never used to charge any money for fees for religious songs. Understand? So what I'm saying is that she is born with a son, and her husband abandoned her, and son is born with like two particular tubes in his the throat of that boy are joined actually. Means the food pipe and water pipe I think something wind pipe they are all one actually. So she was having hard time and he had to undergo surgery. So what I'm saying is that so much power of the karma is there. One devotee told me that my mother suffered like anything when she died. He's a devotee actually. So he said my mother was suffering so much. This is all power of the karma. So much prarabdha karma is there. Understand? We have to endure that. Then aprarabdha papa is the that this refers to the unfructified accumulation of sins committed over the course of many lifetimes. One has not yet begun to suffer retribution for these misdeeds. In other words, the sinful reaction that currently lies dormant but is in store for us is called aprarabdha papa. So these reactions are currently lying dormant, but they are in store. They're waiting for us, but they're lying dormant like that. Understand? So, like there are some eggs of the snake. Like if you have eggs of the snake, they're lying dormant, but soon very poisonous snakes will come out of them, or scorpion eggs. So scorpion eggs are dormant, but very soon scorpions will come and they'll sting you. And the sting of a scorpion, don't want to try it. When I was in Pune near Gadewadi, one Goshala, and on the staircase of Jamadagni Prabhu's house, one small scorpion, very small scorpion, stung me. And 24 hours, totally 24 hours, not even 1 hour less. One entire day, 24 hours, that wound was throbbing. I could sense it, and it was so excruciatingly painful. Understand? Somehow I tolerated it, and they applied some medicine also that reduced the effect. So Jamadagni Prabhuji knew some herbal medicine. So what I'm saying is that these are all our sins. And so scorpions, you have to be very, very careful. Very, very careful. And snakes also, you have to be very, very careful. Understand? So Ruda Papa, this is also referred to as Kuta or sin in its subtle form. That it exists in the heart as impressions of past actions. So many samskaras are there, many impressions are there in the heart, and that induces them to commit sin. Understand? So many times it may happen. Someone may take initiation, but because of the past impressions, again he may return to the material life. Srila Gurudev told that if you don't hear Hari Katha, then even a sannyasi who is like 20 years senior, he may also fall down. We'll have to stay in association of pure Vaishnavas, and we'll have to chant Hare Krishna mantra. Otherwise, he may fall down. So, Bija Papa, this refers to sin that consists of desire and thus the underlying cause of prarabdha. These seeds of desire remain concealed in the heart. In due course, by the will of Bhagavan, they manifest as prarabdha, forcing one to undergo their due results. So, careful thought is called for in this regard. The ignorance, avidya, that exists within those jivas who are averse to the absolute truth produces these desires. Understand? Avidya. Actually, we don't know. Nate vidu swartha gati me Vishnu. People don't know that satisfying Lord Krishna, satisfying Lord Vishnu is the goal of life. And anything that is other than satisfying Lord Krishna is avidya, prajalpa. Like Srila Bhakti Vallabh Tirtha Maharaj, he was Gurudev used to invite him. Uh, I was listening to one lecture of Srila Gurudev, and what happened that in Vrindavan there will be Jhulan Yatra. I will be going to Vrindavan for Jhulan Yatra on the invitation of Manjari Didi, because there is a conference of Rupa Goswami's teachings and discussion on Rupa Goswami. So in Jhulan Yatra, in Rup Sanatan Gaudiya Math, very wonderful Jhula they put. You can, if you have any friend in India, you can request them that please um, send us picture of Jhula in Rupa Sanatan Gaudiya Math. Most wonderful Rupa Sanatan Jhula. So generally Gurudev said that one and quarter lakh rupees, like a lot of money that time. Now maybe 5 or 10,000, 10 lakh rupees. Big swing was created for Radha Krishna, and they used it every year. And our brahmacharis and all, they actually swing Radha Krishna on that. And you can see here that Srila Gurudev also used to swing Radha Krishna there. Understand? But the thing is that one time Krupalu Maharaj was one devotee of Radha Krishna. He left the world recently. This is the Jhula actually. I don't know if you can see it clearly. So Kripalu Maharaj, once he came to Rupa Sanatana Gaudiya Mata, um, and Srila Gurudev actually requested him that Kripaluji, please speak about Radha Krishna. But Kripalu didn't speak anything. He didn't say he didn't say anything, and he didn't give a class. Although Srila Gurudev gave him an opportunity to speak. So Gurudev said that he is a big guru, but he in Vrindavan he is actually not speaking. He's only if he says Radhe Radhe even once, he just faints. Understand? This is Kripalu Maharaj. He has also left the world. Then Srila Gurudev told that why Kripalu Maharaj has come. Then he said that the real intention of Kripalu Maharaj coming to Rupa Sanatana Gaudiya, but he never generally used to come. But he heard that the Rupa Sanatana Gaudiya Math Jhula is the best in the world. And he wanted to make a Jhula better than Rupa Sanatana Gaudiya Math to attract more people. So that's why we came with the hidden motive. Understand? So that was the motive of Rupalu Maharaj. Gurudev recognized that. Understand? But Gurudev requested him to speak, but he didn't speak. But Bhaktivinoda Tirtha Maharaj came and he spoke very nicely. Srila Bhaktivinoda Tirtha Goswami Maharaj. Then Srila Gurudev was making a point that Vaishnavas should be united. He said now the condition of Mayapur is very grave, very grim. Hmm. Because of the lack of the unity of the Vaishnavas. And Srila Gurudev said that in future only one sampradaya will live, will continue, and that is the Brahma Madhva Gaudiya Sampradaya. All the sampradayas will merge in Brahma Madhva Gaudiya Sampradaya. This is Ramana Sampradaya, Nimbarka Sampradaya, all the sampradayas, Vishnu Swami Sampradaya, they all will merge in Brahma Madhva Gaudiya Sampradaya, and only one sampradaya will be left. That is the prediction of Srila Gurudev. But he said we should have some unity. For example, Ekadashi, so much confusion is there. One group will follow Ekadashi today, someone will follow tomorrow. We don't have consensus. We don't have unity on that field. So we need to unite. Hmm. Otherwise, we will not be able to preach strongly. So Bhakti Vallabh Tirtha Maharaj, he spoke very nicely in Rupa Goswami conference. He was made Savapati. And Srila Gurudev, he always used to invite great devotees to speak about Rupa Goswami. So I'm getting also an honor to speak about Rupa Goswami, even I'm going to Vrindavan. So Manjari Didi religiously invites me. Yeah. But don't forget that actually, if Rupa Goswami would not have come, then we would not have got this Madhura Kadambini also. Because Rupa Goswami's teachings only, the Madhuri Kadambini is based on Rupa Goswami's teaching like Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, Ujjwal Nilamani. And some people also say that Shri Vishwanath Thakur is the second manifestation of Rupa Goswami. Means the books written by Shri Vishwanath Thakur, they are very much like Rupa Goswami's books. Understand? So careful thought is called for in this regard. The ignorance avidya that exists within the jivas who are averse to the absolute truth produces these desires. To satisfy these desires, they have to take the body of a human, a demigod, animal, and so forth. So if you have desire, then you'll have to take a material body. If you have no desire, then you don't have to take material body again. So this has been reoccurring since the beginning of time. Of this species, only the human form of life gives the jiva the facility to engage in fruity activity, karma, and incur karmic reactions. Other forms of life, such as demigods and animals, are meant for experiencing the fruit of previous activities. There is much enjoyment in these various species, and therefore, whatever desires arise in such life forms are conducive to that particular type of enjoyment. Thus, along with the manifestation of their prarabdha karma, their desires are fulfilled. Even though desires arise in their heart, do not accumulate to become seeds of further enjoyment. Only desires aroused in the human form of life are capable of retaining karma bija and seeds that will result in new action. So it means that basically demigods and these animals, they don't have karma. They are only bhoga yonis. They are only meant to suffer or enjoy the reactions of the past actions. For example, you'll see a tiger or a lion, and the tiger and a lion, they even if they devour a man, they don't get any sin because they don't have that intelligence. Demigods also don't get any sins. They are only meant to enjoy or suffer. Only the human beings they accumulate the sin. If they engage in unrestrained such gratification, they engage sin. They beget sin. So, considering this, we can infer that human beings are more proficient at desiring than enjoying. In a sense, so here very clear that human beings are more proficient at desiring than enjoying. The human beings can desire. Everyone can desire. So, Srila Gurudev was telling a story of Princess Diana. Understand? And Gurudev was telling that she was the most beautiful woman that time. And she was very pretty. Understand? So princess means even today people call Diana. Very much well known. Princess Diana. She was very charming lady, no doubt about it. And then Srila Gurudev said that if any ugly man he wants to marry princess, he says he takes a vow. I'll marry only Princess Diana. I won't marry anyone else. Understand? Can anyone stop him from doing that? Absolutely not. Srila Gurudev said that everyone has a right to dream. Understand? Dreaming is not a sin. Even to dream to marry a princess is not considered a sin. Understand? So, Srila Gurudev said like that. Anyone can have an aspiration for attaining Raga Marga Bhakti. Anyone can have attained like Princess Diana. Someone wants to marry her. Now she has left the world, but she was so pretty. So what I'm saying is that anyone can anyone can desire to marry some great princess like Diana. So anyone can aspire for bhakti. I wanted Braja Bhakti. Braja Bhakti is very rare. So Gurudev was telling that out of lakhs and lakhs of men, one is Narayana Bhakta. Out of lakhs and lakhs of men who are doing Narayana Bhakti, there is one Krishna Bhakta. Among lakhs and lakhs of devotees who are doing Krishna Bhakti, there is one devotee of Radharani. Among the lakhs and lakhs of devotees of Radharani, only one is in Bhava Bhakti. And among the lakhs and lakhs of devotees who are in the Bhava stage or spontaneous love of Godhead, one devotee is on the stage of Prema, the love of Godhead. So it's so rare to get Braja Bhakti. Understand? But anyone can dream of it. Anyone can aspire for it. There is no prohibition that you cannot aspire for it. So considering this, we can infer that human beings are more proficient at desiring than enjoying. In essence, by sadhan bhakti, either raga bhakti or vaidhi bhakti, these five types of klesha, avidya, asmita, are fully destroyed. As is the klesha arising from four types of sin, such as prarabdha. Therefore, sadhan bhakti is called kleshagni, which destroys all miseries. So, anyways, by if you engage in sadhan bhakti, whether raga marga bhakti or vaidhi bhakti, regulated bhakti, your kleshas like avidya, asmita are fully destroyed. So, this is the power of bhakti. So, it is very important that we engage in bhakti, either vaidhi bhakti or raga marga bhakti. But vaidhi bhakti will take a very long time to purify. Understand? So Padma Puran also states, Aprarabdam phalam papam kutam bijam phalonmukham kramenaiva praliyeta Vishnu bhakti ratatmanam. For those who with their life and soul have undeviating and exclusive attachment to devotion to Lord Vishnu, the four types of sins are completely destroyed in the following sequence. Aprarabdha, the accumulated stock of sins that are lying in a dormant condition. Number two, kuta, sins that are about to produce seeds, which means they are beginning to take shape as sinful desires. Bija, seeds that are already established as sinful desires. And prarabdha, fructified seeds. Yat pada pankaja palasha vilasa bhaktya karmashrayam gratitam udgratiyanti santa tadvanna rikta matayo yatopi uddha sruto ganasta maranam bhajana asudeva. So Shri Sanat Kumar said to Maharaj Prithu, O king, the devotees of Bhagavan, simply by lovingly meditating on the effulgence shining forth from the petal-like toenails of his worshipful lotus feet, tear asunder the hard knot in the heart, which is formed by fruitive activity. Srila Gurudev said that what is the knot of the heart? That when one man and one woman they embrace each other, kiss each other, and engage in sexual union, a knot is formed. Understand? And that is how the knot becomes very strong. So basically, this knot is very difficult to get rid of. Understand? So we have to be very careful of illicit sex, and even with one's wedded wife, we have to be very careful not to think that she is the object of my enjoyment. The yogis seeking impersonal liberation, however, cannot break that knot, even though they control their senses. The yogis cannot break the knot of karma. Therefore, a king giving up the separate endeavor to control the senses, one should perform bhajan of Bhagavan Vasudeva, he who is the shelter of all beings. So don't try to control your senses, but rather one should perform the devotional service of Bhagavan Vasudeva. Vasudeva here means son of Vasudeva Maharaj or Nanda Maharaj, because Nanda is also one of the eight Vasus. In other words, false ego, asmita, and so forth are the tendencies of ignorance, avidya. Therefore, as ignorance is destroyed in the course of performing sadhana bhakti, the effects of ignorance are also easily and automatically destroyed. Sadhana bhakti also vanquishes all of one's prarabdha karma. Srimad Bhagavatam states that Yannam Deya Shravananu Kirtanat Yasmarnat Yah Pravanat Abhikochit Swadopi Sadhyo Sabanaya Kalpate Kutah Punaste Bhagavanna Darshanat. She devotee said to Bhagavan Kapil Dev, O Bhagavan, even an untouchable who partakes of dog flesh, hears or chant your holy names, and if one he once in a while offer obeisances to you or remembers you, even if carelessly, he is elevated to the worshipful status of a Brahmana, priest qualified to conduct somayaggas, fire sacrifices, intended to invoke the nectar of the moon that is drunk only by the demigods. What a person! The human life is a complete success. So, so actually, this is a very, very nice verse. Hare Krishna. So, therefore, it is stated that by uttering the names of Bhagavan, hearing the narrations of his pastimes, remembering him, and so forth, even a dog eating Chandal becomes qualified to conduct such exalted Vedic sacrifices as the Soma Yajna. Understand? Dog eating. Understand? I mean, Chandala. Dog eating person is called Chandala. But it becomes qualified to conduct the Vedic sacrifice if he is sanctified by you, Soma Yajna. So, from this, it is understood that sadhan bhakti destroys even a person's fructified sin, prarabdha papa, as it is fructified sin that determines one's birth in a low, ill-fortunate caste, such as that of a Chandala. Fructified sin is not destroyed even by knowledge of the impersonal Brahma, Brahma Jyoti. Even at a stage of Jivan Mukta, emancipation in this life from false bodily identification, um, the Gyanis achieve actual liberation, mukti, only when the results of their past actions cease. Therefore, the destruction of fructified sin, prarabdha papa, which is not possible even by the knowers, even by knowledge of Brahma, is achieved is achieved easily by sadhana bhakti. Other types of sin, aprarabdha, kuta and bija, will therefore also surely be destroyed. What doubt can be there about this? Hare Krishna. So thank you so much for attending the class. Vanchakalpatra Vaishya Kripa Sindhu Pradhanam Bhavanebhyo Vaishnavabhyo Namo Namah. So next class I don't know because I may be traveling on the 6th, but in train and it's very difficult to give a class. But after I go to Vrindavan, I'll try to give some classes. So anyways, on my ticket is there on the 6th. It is not booked yet, but I'll be leaving. So thank you so much. Hare Krishna. Vanchakalpatra Vaishya Kripa Sindhu Vaishnavabhyo Namo Namah.
Hare Krishna Maharaj, Dandavad Pranams. Thank you so much. So tomorrow your Java Dharma class, you're going on Zoom.
Yes, Didi. Yes, Didi. Yes, Didi.
Okay, so 6th of August, Maharaj, you're going to be traveling.
I'll be traveling by train. I haven't booked a ticket yet. Someone is booking a ticket. Very difficult to get a ticket now in India because rush. After the corona is finished, so much rush is there. Tickets are again becoming.
Okay.
India has great population. So anyway, I'll get a ticket in Tatkal or some other scheme. I'll be traveling on 6th, so no guarantee. I'll be reaching on 7th, and then I hope in Vrindavan I'll be able to give classes. But 2 days, 6, 7, 8, no guarantee. Uh,
Okay, so Maharaj, the 5th, this Friday coming, Chaitanya Charitam Lilamrita, you'll be coming to class? So
Yeah, yeah. Fifth I can give class, no problem. Yes.
Okay, and then
Fifth,
sixth you travel, seventh, and then
sixth I had told
eighth
to
is on Monday.
yeah, fifth also. Fifth I will give class. Okay. Because you are busy
Okay,
on other
eighth.
days. Shipa Dandi Maharaj gives classes. That's why I don't praise you. Otherwise, I would have covered in this empty slots. But because every day practically you have classes, either myself or Shipa Dandi Maharaj, so don't want to stress you out. Understand?
No problem. No, Gurudev only comes on a Saturday. So the sixth
Saturday.
is Gurudev. Yeah. And then, so the
Saturday.
seventh, the next Bhagavad Gita class, you will be traveling. And then
Yeah, yeah.
the Monday is Surya Kadambini.
Yeah, evening time I am always free, 9 o'clock. And
Yeah.
yeah, but sometimes I'm a little sleepy because, but it's okay.
No,
9 o'clock actually
thank you.
is okay. And if I'm going to miss some days, then we can cover that in some other days. No problem, Yeah.
Yeah, the
Because
Wednesdays
traveling
and
will
the
be a regular
Thursdays.
feature. Traveling will
Okay.
be a regular feature for me. I'll have to travel now. Yeah,
Okay. Okay,
no
March. No
problem. But
problem. But Wednesday and Thursday, Maharaj, if we miss like a Sunday or Friday or Monday, then we can always do one of those two. You must just let me know if you're available.
sure,
Because
sure,
those two
sure,
days we
sure. No
have
problem.
classes.
Sure, Didi. Hare Krishna,
Thank you,
Hare
March.
Krishna. Dandat pranam.
And hope you
Achha.
get better soon. Dhanavad Vansha Kalpa Trivestya Kripa
कृपा
Sindhu.
सिंधु पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः हरे कृष्ण
Ananga Mohan Prabhu, Jai Dwani, please. Thank you.
हरे कृष्ण
Shri Shri Guru Gauranga Gandharvika Giridhari Radha Vinod Bihari Ji Ki Jai. Om Vishnu Parasotara Sata Shri Srimad Bhakti Vedanta Vishnu Deity Goswami Maharaj Ki Jai. Om Vishnu Parasotara Sata Shri Srimad Bhakti Vedanta Dandi Goswami Maharaj Ki Jai.
जय 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 जय
Nityalila Pravishtam Vishnu Parasotara Sata Shri Srimad Bhakti Vedanta Narayan Goswami Maharaj Ki Jai.
जय 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 जय
Nityam Prabhishtam Vishnu Parasto Tarashata Shri Srimat Bhakti Vedanta Vaman Goswami Maharaj Ki Jai.
जय 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 जय
Nityam Prabhishtam Vishnu Parasto Tarashata Shri Srimat Bhakti Vedanta Swami Maharaj Ki Jai.
जय 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 जय
Nityam Prabhishtam Vishnu Parasto Tarashata Shri Srimat Bhakti Pragyan Keshava Goswami Maharaj Ki Jai.
जय 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 जय
नित्यलील प्रविष्टो विष्णुपारस्तो श्री शील भक्ति सिद्धांत सरस्वती गोस्वामी प्रभुपाद की जय
जय जय जय जय
नित्यलील प्रविष्ट परम भगवत प्रवारा श्री शील गौरी किशोर दास बाबा जी महाराज की जय
जय जय जय
नित्यलील प्रविष्ट श्री श्रीला सच्चिदानंद भक्ति विनोद ठाकुर की जय
जय जय जय
नित्यलीला प्रविष्ट वैष्णव सर्वभौम श्री श्रील जगन्नाथ दास बाबाजी महाराज की जय
जय जय
श्री
जय जय
गौड़िया वेदांताचार्य श्री श्रील बलदेव विद्याभूषण प्रभु की जय श्रील विश्वनाथ चक्रवर्ती ठाकुर की जय
जय जय जय जय जय
नरोत्तम श्रीनिवास श्यामानंद प्रभु त्राय की जय
जय जय जय जय
श्रील कृष्णदास कविराज गोस्वामी प्रभु की जय
जय जय जय जय जय
रूप सनातन बात रघुनाथ श्री जीव गोपाल बात दास रघुनाथ सत गोस्वामी प्रभु की जय
जय जय
श्री
जय जय
दामोदर राय रामानंददी श्री गौर प्रसाद वृंद की जय
जय जय जय जय जय
आचार्य शीला हरिदास ठाकुर की
जय
जय
जय जय
सको श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवसति गौर भक्त वृंद की जय
जय जय जय जय
द्वीप मायापुर सीमंत द्वीप गोद्रुम द्वीप मदिया द्वीप कोला द्वीप ऋतु द्वीप जानु द्वीप मोद्रद्रुम द्वीप रुदति पद्मकाशी नवद्वीप धाम की जय
जय जय
Shri Radha Krishna Gopa Gopi Govardhan Dvadashvanatmaka Shri Vajamandal ki Jai.
Jai Jai
Shri
Jai.
Radha Kunda Sham Kunda Ganga Yamuna Tulasi Bhakti Devi ki Jai.
Jai Jai
Shri
Jai.
Vrinda Devi ki Jai.
Jai
Shri
Jai Jai.
Param Shri Yogamaya ki Jai.
Jai Jai
Shri
Jai.
Gopi Mahadev ki Jai.
Jai Jai
श्री
Jai.
जगन्नाथ बलदेव सुभद्रा सुदर्शन चक्र जीव की जय।
Jai Jai
श्री
Jai.
श्वेत मंगल की जय। सर्व
Jai
विघ्न विनाशकारी शरण सिंहदेव की जय।
Jai Jai
भक्त
Jai.
श्री प्रहलाद महाराज की जय।
Jai Jai
चार
Jai.
धाम की जय। चार संप्रदाय की जय। चार
Jai
आचार्य की जय।
Jai.
अकर्मत राज श्री चैतन्य मात की जय।
Jai Jai
श्री
Jai.
केशव जी गौर्य मात हो तत्सकमात समूह की जय।
Jai
ग्रंथराज श्रीमद भागवतम की जय। श्री
Jai Jai.
हरिनाम कीर्तन की जय। अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जय।
Jai Jai Jai.
सावधान भक्त वृंद की जय।
Jai Jai Jai.
श्री गौर प्रेमानंद हरि हरि
Hari Hari
बोल।
Bol. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Thank you. Hare Krishna. Dandavat.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Nanga Mohan Prabhu. Thank you, Maharaj, for coming, and we'll see you
Dandavat.
all tomorrow for Java Dharma classes on
Okay,
Zoom.
5 o'clock. Huh? Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Yes. Thank you, Hare Krishna. Dandavat.
Dandavat.
Vanchakapaturvestya Kripasinubhyev Chapatitanam Bhavinibhyo Vaishnavibhyo Namo Namah Vaishnavibhyo Namo Namah. Hare Krishna, dear devotees, thank you for joining, and we'll see you all tomorrow or Friday. Thank you, Hare Krishna.